Hello! Welcome to Mom Makes Comics. It's Wednesday, the 13th of May. 13th of May, can you believe it? The year's just flying along, isn't it? Even though we're in a crazy world at the moment. I hope you're all staying well and you've been enjoying yourselves as best as you can and getting a chance to get a bit of exercise when safely, obviously, as always. We always stay safe. We've got to do a safe trip to the thing. I'm just noticing here, I just had to rip off a couple of sheets. I've got a new pad. I've been going through these pads like you wouldn't believe, over the course of the show, the past few weeks. And so I've got a fresh pad today for today's show. And as always, the show we know is brought to us in fine association supported by the amazing folks at the Lakes International Comic Art Festival, my great friends, and they unveiled something quite exciting just the other day. I just noticed in my collar up, I've decided to go funds or something like that. I'm not quite sure. Should I keep it up? Should I up or down? I'm not sure. What do we think? And I've got a few comments coming in here. I basically look like a bag of washing. Let me just sort this out. I look like an absolute bag of washing. It might be locked down, but let's sort this out. There you go. Look at that. It's much improved, isn't it? Much improved. There we go. A little shiny sticker on there from my friends at the Spark. They sent me that. I think that's where it came from. Anyway, I digress. What was I saying? I don't know what I was saying. Oh, the Lakes. Yes, my friends at the Lakes International Comic Art Festival, who are great supporters of this show. They unveiled on Monday that their Comic Art Festival, which takes place in October, is actually going to change. This year, it's not going to actually take place physically, so you're not going to be able to go to Kendal and actually enjoy the festival the way it usually is, where you can meet comic artists face to face, and you can do drawing activities. One of the things that I do is a thing called You Draw, We Draw, which is similar to what we kind of do on Freestyle Friday, where I challenge you, you challenge me. I do that for them live at the weekend, over the course of 2 days of that weekend. And because of the current situation, they still were not sure whether it was going to be safe for everybody, and whether big groups were still going to be able to get together. So they made the decision to go online with their festival. So that weekend, the weekend of the festival, which is in October, mid-October, I think it's the 11th, 12th, and 13th. But correct me if I'm wrong. It could be the 10th, the 11th. I'll post a link. Apologies. They're going to be going live online. So there's going to be amazing workshops online with some amazing comic artists from all around the world. Some of whom have been to the festival before, and some have never had the chance because they live quite far away and they've never been able to come over. But so there's going to be lots of online workshops and talks and comic talks and live drawing. I'll be doing some stuff. So there's going to be amazing stuff. I'll promote that a lot more closer to the time. And hopefully by October, things will have changed a lot and we'll be a lot safer and we'll be able to get out them so much more. But in terms of things that are big gatherings, I think this year, that kind of thing might not be able to happen. But this is a way of 9th to the 11th of October. Thank you very much to Tina. Go to the top of the class. I knew I was in the right area. I was talking to my friend Julie, who is the amazing festival director at the Lakes, and she's got some amazing ideas. So stay tuned to that. I'll post more and more my involvement of it over the next few weeks. And for those of you who've never even been before, for whatever reason, you've just never been able to get there, you'll actually be able to enjoy it from the comfort of your own home. Again, even if we are able to go out, which we will be in October. But yeah, you'll be able to drop in, check out, and feel like you're involved. And maybe next year, you'll think, hang on a second, I'm going to that festival in person. It was a great time, and it really will be. So there you go. That's the little thing for that. And I hope you're all well. I've got a few people clocking up here, and possibly some new people. The first one I'll go to here, please can Megan and Oliver have a shout out? Of course they can. I did a birthday party for Oliver at the weekend, and it was on Saturday. I did 2 on Saturday. I can't remember. I think Oliver's was in the morning, and we had a great time. It was fantastic. In fact, Oliver's was the party that we sang Happy Birthday at the end, and one of Oliver's friends, whose name escapes me, I can't think what his name was. I'll give him a shout out if you drop it in there, Liz. He played the guitar I saw it in the background, so we sang Happy Birthday with Oliver's friend accompanying us on guitar. And of course, any guitarist has to have a solo at the end. So he busted out a rock solo right at the end. It was absolute chaos. Because when you try and all talk at the same time on the internet or even sing, there's a little bit of a delay. So it's basically like the Muppet Show. Hello from Charlie and Emily. Oh, that's from, there you go, somebody else coming. So it's like the Muppet Show. So yes, let me go back here. So I've gone there to Liz. Hello, Oliver. Glad you enjoy your party. I loved it too. So I do Zoom parties, which some of you have been doing, which has been fantastic. So if you're having a birthday during lockdown, or and a birthday where you usually would do something and get a chance to hang out with your friends, this is a great thing to do. So if you would like to get in touch with me, feel free to drop me a line on my Facebook. Excuse the crease, I went over my sign with my chair just before the show. So you can find me on social media, Mark Makes Comics, we know this, M-A-R-C, Mark with a C. And you can share your drawings, obviously. But if you're interested in getting in touch with me about a party or anything else, drop me a line either Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or anything like that. And we can talk Zoom parties. I literally Zoom into your house and we do a private little party for you and your friends. So there you go. Right, let's just quickly whiz back here. So Sean Rothwell, hi. Ted Ellison, 101. Hello. Tina, hello. Liz, Leah Horton, hi Mark, can I have a shout out please? I'm your biggest fan. That's what I like to see. Big fans are welcome here. Hi Mark from Bronte and her dad. Okay, that's Adam Carr. In fact, Adam, not to be mistaken with Alan Carr, I think Adam was very generous and he supported me on Ko-fi, which you guys can do. Ko-fi is a great way of supporting creators like me and our work. And it's just a little bit of a cyber coffee that you can pass our way. It keeps our work hydrated. So if you go to kofi.com/Mark Makes Comics, Mark with a C, you can drop it like it's hot right in the little coffee cup there. And there's free comics on there for everyone to check out. But there's also lots of bonus comics that you can only read if you're one of my supporters. I've got a Magnum PI comic on there, and I've got behind the scenes comics, and I'm going to be doing some other exclusive stuff as well. So there's everything to play for, So thank you, Adam, and thank you, Tina. Tina was also one of my generous sponsors. Hello, Mark. Hello from Charlie and Emily. Can you give a shout out to Broadbottom Primary School? Big up yourselves. There you go. Yes, Broadbottom Primary School. That other guy is promoting his own YouTube. You can't knock him. He's trying his best, but get your own viewers, mister. Can I have a shout out, please? Sean Rothwell. Yes, you can. Hood was playing the guitar. Hood, he was cool. I liked Hood. Hi from Dan. Can I have a shout out, please? No, you can't, Dan. You can't have a shout out, Dan. Dan. No, you can't have a shout out. I'm not going to mention you, Dan. No, Dan. Okay. Right, yes, Dan. Thanks, that's Street Talk, THX, thanks. Hood was playing guitar, Hood was playing guitar. Thank you, Liz. I've got it now. I think it was Hood that was playing guitar. So did I, said Liz. I don't know. I think Liz is talking to herself. She's talking to herself. I don't know what's happening. So, yes, I hope you're okay. All okay. One for me. One for my homies. We're going to be here now for another half an hour or so. And make sure you're hydrated at all times. Make sure you have got a suitable decanter as modelled here. This is a very nice one. It's quite heavy. It's full of water. It had a fish in it earlier, but I have to get the fish out so I can have a drink. And make sure you've got some paper. And make sure you've got your pens. I have my pens here, obviously. Give your pens a little shake. And we talked about also as well about getting in touch with me, sharing your drawings. Keep sharing your drawings. I've seen some fantastic drawings of Lenny Lettuce that you guys did. You've been following along on some of my little demos. Apologies again. I apologized on Friday. It's like the week of apologies. I was supposed to put some more little drawing videos on, but I've yet had a chance to do that. But I will be uploading a couple more extra demos that you can follow along in your own convenience and do them whenever you wish. So I'll be doing at least going to try and get one of those back on this week. But as you know, you can watch this show anytime as well. So hi from Niv. Hi Niv. Liz Hollingworth. Good. I think Liz is just having a chat to herself at the moment. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but that's okay. Liz is just, she's just keeping herself entertained. She's chatting away to herself. Right. So today, this is the Wednesday show. Usually, is I kind of do like a little bit of a demonstration of something. Last week we did. What did we do last week? What was it? Oh yes, it was following on from the previous Wednesday, which was make a scene and scene was and scene. Okay, stay with me. And scene. Okay, it was following on from that week where I show you how to draw a character, and then we took that character, put it into a scene, and then built the scene up around them. Last week, because it was a bit of a space theme, okay, because we had May the 4th, which was the International Star Wars Day, which we then celebrated on Friday, May the 8th, which is like the sister companion to May the 4th. Or basically, if you don't do a live show on a Monday, you do it on a Friday, you celebrate Star Wars Day that day. And we drew lots of Star Wars characters. It was an all request, Star Wars and science fiction only. But on the Wednesday, we did a space scene where I showed you how to draw the character in the middle, in the spaceship. Well, actually, we did the spaceship first. We did all the cool stuff around it, and then we did the character inside was the final bit. And I showed you how to do planets and different sized planets and creatures in space and all this kind of thing. So we built up the scene that way. And I don't know how many of you shared you. Oh no, I did say some. Yes, you did share your drawings with me of that. I saw some really cool ones. But feel free to go back and watch those shows and share. You don't have to share them to date. You share them whenever you want. So this week it's faces, right? Faces. Hi there, Douglas. And faces, basically. So what we're going to do here. So get yourselves a nice piece of paper. If you've got a table, take a piece of paper. You can maybe landscape, portrait. It's your choice. You go for it. I have to kind of stay. It's kind of portrait, but it's also kind of landscape. I kind of really need a flip chart that's wide. I can't turn it on its side, unfortunately. But yes, so somebody needs to invent one of those. They need to invent a wide flip chart stand for gentlemen or ladies like myself. Well, I'm not a lady, but if a lady who was like myself doing a YouTube show, you know what I mean? Right, so the first thing we do, we know what do we do? If I'm going to draw here, what do I do first? Yes, nothing below the fish, that popular catchphrase that's sweeping the nation. Anna March, and we shall look back at the space one after this. I strongly recommend that, Anna. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Excuse me. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get a line in here. Yes, nothing below the fish. I always do a line first because that's kind of how this started off. I did the line first and then I do the fish. Okay. And many years ago, about 10, I created a comic called Man from Space. And I've done many different versions of Man from Space. But Man from Space had a fish called Michael. And the fish kind of became, what ends up happening is when you do comics or something, you get like a little idea. The first idea you kind of do, you kind of end up taking something below that comic, something from that comic, and it becomes your kind of symbol. And the fish is just, because Michael the fish was just this character, he was basically, there's a man walking around with a fish in a fishbowl under his arm, he's a spaceman, right? And he talked to his fish. And Michael is that character. So you can draw yourself a little Michael the fish there. And he's just become my little bit of an icon. So it's kind of why I drew the fish. Nothing below the fish. And it's also ridiculous as well, Nothing below the fish. Okay, right. So it's faces. Right, okay. So nobody knows what that is, but it's an old song by my close personal friends, Run DMC. They did a song. Look it up afterwards. It's not one of their best songs, but, it's still a good Run DMC song. Well, it's not, but it's all right. Anyway, let's move on. So, faces. When I draw faces, I always start with the eyes. So we're going to just build up today. I'm going to show you different kinds of faces, different kinds of things, different things that have faces, okay? So the first thing I draw is I always go with the eyes, okay? Always go with the eyes. So give yourselves a couple of cartoon eyes there, okay? And the more I draw, the more my eyes just get bigger and wider and crazier and not circular anymore. If you followed my comics over the years, which if you have, that's fantastic. The face of a diamond dinosaur, please. That sounds like a request to me, which I like requests, but we Freestyle Friday are the requests. I'll see what I can do So yes, and if you look at my comics, you can see anything, any progression in anybody's work. You can see how things have changed. And basically, my comic characters, their eyes have just progressively got wider and wider and bigger. So we're going to do this. So we're going to start off with a human face. So I'm going to go with, I'm just thinking here. So usually I either do one or two things straight after doing the eyes. Always do the eyes first, so you just kind of know where to start, okay? Never do the mouth first, because that'd just be insanity, okay? So I do one or two things, and I'm going to do the nose. So let's do a nose. It's just a nose like that, okay? You know, and with cartoons, you kind of, again, they've got the simple eyes and the simple nose. You know, you don't need, I don't tend, you can, if you want to add a little bit more detail for the detail fans, you can add nostrils or things like that. I don't do that. That's not my style. I don't tend to do nostrils, but don't let me stop you from drawing a nostril, okay? Don't let me stop you. If you want to draw a nostril, you draw a nostril, okay? But I'm not, okay? Okay. Right, so 2 eyes and a nose, right? And then I tend to go here with it. Well, in this case, I am going to go with an ear, okay? Now, sometimes I go 2 eyes, then straight to the ear, then back to the nose, and it kind of flex between. So I do the ear like this, and then inside the ear, I do the little, that's the bit of the ear, you know, this bit. Nobody knows what this bit of the ear is called. It doesn't have a name. It's just this bit of the ear. That's how it's known. If you go to the doctor, you say to him, I'm having a problem with my ear, and he goes, which bit? And you just go, this bit, okay? That's what you've got to do. So you draw the big bit, and again, that's why these pens are cool, because you can get the big thick line for the outside, and then the thinner line for this bit, okay? Right. So this guy now, or is it a guy? Or is it a girl? Who knows? It is. I'm going to go with the guy. He's got hair. So I'm going to do a little bit there. So let's just a little curve shape. And then let's just do, I don't know, let's just do this. We've got the hair like that. Okay. So I'm just swirly a little bit of hair and ding like that. Okay. And an eyebrow. Okay. And so now I'm going to do a face. So I think I'm going to do a small face or a deep face. Let's just go like that. Okay. So this is pretty much your standard kind of face. There's nothing too goofy going on here. It's, you know, it's just a guy, you know, he's got his eyes open, and then you can do many different things. And again, at this point, the way I've drawn this is, you know, there's no real expression going on. His eyes are nice and wide, so he doesn't look tired. You know, he's very alert, very awake. But the mouth, at this point, my brain is going with all these different mouths that I could draw in here. And any mouth I draw could totally change that whole thing, okay? And it would that exact face, that exact setup there would work for any of the mouths that I could put in. So if I do a smile, he's smiling, he's happy. I could do a cross face. I could do a confused face. I could just do like a little kind of gormless kind of face. So I'm just going to show you now. Look, there's a smile, all right? And it could have been any face, okay? But there are some things you can do with expressions and with your faces that could totally change the whole thing. So if you do an angry face, you could still do an angry face with a smile. So it's somebody quite sinister when they're doing that. Oh, Hood's saying hi. Hi, Hood. Hood is the guitar god, the axe man, basically, from the party the other day. Good sounds there, Hood. You did a great job. So we've done this one face. It's just the gentleman, right? So let's do. I'm going to do now, check this out, okay? So what you might wonder are these, or I might say to you, what do you think these are? Well, these are glasses. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do these kind of eyes, okay? These are kind of like smiley, kind of relaxed, sleepy kind of eyes, okay? And I'm going to do another nose here, like that, okay? And now I'm going to go to the ear. All right, and then we'll do the bit inside the ear, this bit. It's just this bit, doctor. It's this bit that's hurting me. Okay, and then these are glasses. All you need to do, you just got the arm of the glasses like that. Okay, so you got. You just got the arm of the glasses, and then you can do anything you want. Okay, so let's say that somebody who's wearing glasses, even though I wear glasses, let's say this person here has got kind of hair like that. So they're kind of, you know, it's party at the front. It's a car crash at the back. You know. It's terrible, but you know we don't look at that. But if you are looking at that, you know, stop. When I turn around, don't do it. Okay. So, and we've got and a little face here like that. Okay, right? So it's just thinking as you're drawing it, really. I've not planned any of this out. It's just thinking about, okay, and so what you could do as well, if you think, well, do they do look like glasses when I'm looking back at that, but what you could do if you want, because I kind of like the thick glasses, so you could really thicken them up so they're nice, nice fun pair of glasses, so they're really thick, so you can really tell that these are definitely glasses and not eyes. And then if it's an older person there, you can get a few little lines in there, a little bit more detail for the detail fans, okay? And then we can get, this guy as well. So maybe he's asleep. Maybe he is asleep. So you could do two different mouths. There's two different things. You could do, we could do this kind of mouth here, which is just like that. We could do this one like that. Okay, all right. So that looks like a face. In fact, that's what we're going to do. We're going to turn that into a face in a second. So he's kind of like that. Okay. Okay, and then when we did a few weeks ago, we did the bubbles and the balloons, and I did this at some of the parties, the sound effects. So you can have the little Z's or the Z's, throwing up the Z's. Okay, so and then he's like that. He's having a sleep. He's an old guy. And then down here, so let's carry this on. So I did that already, and because I'm a pro, even though this was a mouth, I did the eye first. You see, so I'm just going to finish that off now. Then, look at that. See, it's pro. I'm pro. And you've got these funny lips. So now let's do a face of something that doesn't really exist to show you how you can take the elements as well and create something. Let's just put a ding, a little ding there, a little ding, ding, ding. It just adds a bit more detail to it. It's just what I like to do. So now let's think. Okay, we're just doing faces. We're not doing bodies. So you've got to I don't tend to do necks on my human characters. They just don't have necks. I don't know why, they just don't. But this gentleman here has got a neck and he's got a face as well, and it's kind of like that. I don't know, it's kind of, let's just have a see. You kind of look at the space you've got and you just kind of think, well, what can I put in there? Put a little line around like that. Look at that. It's kind of like a weird worm kind of thing. And it's got, maybe it's got some little speckly spots on it, kind of like that. I don't know, like that. Okay. Here we go. Okay, look at that. There you go. So there's another face just built up by drawing the eye, or not even an eye. It was half a mouth. It was the mouth, a kind of mouth, like a whistling. So you could have been, that kind of thing. And then the little lips, the same lips that are here. Just kind of, I like to call these kind of like fish kind of lips. That kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about. So that little face there. So let's try another face. So let's do a face here of, well, we definitely need to be bringing in something, one of the funny animal faces I do. So again, with the eyes, and then you're doing a dog. There's two things. So we'll do a dog, then we'll do a cat. So let's say doing a dog. This is how I roll here with the dog. Big nose like that. Just the bigger the better, in my opinion. And then there he is. It's all similar places. Everybody's looking this way at this point. I might do some coming this way. It's funny because when I draw, you always have a side. Like people say, "This is my best side. It's my best side." That's my best side. That's my best side. That kind of thing. I'm talking about Tina, don't you? When I draw, I tend to have my side, and I tend to draw. I'm more comfortable drawing people looking this way. I don't tend to draw face on. I always draw from the side. I think my cartoons it's more interesting. If anything's too flat, then it can really flatten your drawing. If you draw kind of characters at angles all the time, everything's just kind of it gives it that bit of perspective, that bit of depth to your drawing. So I just tend to draw by default. There's a big word, default, this way. But I'm gonna bust out some others from on this side in a minute. So let's bring the ear down there. So again, it's the same thing. We've got eyes, a nose, and then the ear. Different kind of ear, obviously, because it's a dog, but it's still an ear, nonetheless. Okay, got a couple of little ding dings there, ding ding, and this is, he's kind of like, it potentially could be Mustard or Hot Dog from Hot Dog and Mustard, my comic, and then, which is still available on my Etsy store. Head there, load up, fill up your baskets, ladies and gentlemen. And he's smiling. Okay, so he's got a smile as well. One for me, one for my homies. So there he is there, right? So now let's go. Let's see. Are we sticking with this? Yeah, let's stick with this. So now we're gonna go cat. Okay, cat, we'll start off again with the two eyes. Okay, now the cat's nose is slightly different. It's more of a straight line and goes into a kind of a point in a triangle. Fill it up like that. And you can see these elements as well. Ding, ding, like that. Okay. Then we've got the cat coming in here. Eyebrow. Cats love eyebrows. Cats are big fans of eyebrows. And then we got, oh, look at that little bit of a, did you like that? So you'd have to do that bit. But you probably can't even see what I just did there. But I've put some little dots on there. And let's just do a couple of triangles, okay? And let's do a couple of lines like that. And those are the cat's ears, okay? And then we're going to come down like that. Just a kind of a cool cat's face. I once heard some good advice with cartoon drawing. Is think if you're drawing things that exist, think about what it looks like and start to almost think, how could I reinvent it? Okay, that's the cool trick to drawing and cartoon drawing. How can you reinvent something that already exists? How can you look at a cat, you look at what a cat is, you have the basic elements of a cat, a nose, eyes, pointy ears, and a kind of a cat face, and they have a tail if you've got, doing the body. And look at all those things that they have, and then how can you do a new version of that with all those things in place? It's got to have a tail, unless it's a tailless cat. But keep all the bits that make it a cat, but do your version of it. And so, yeah, I've done a kind of face like that, and then I'm doing a face like that, and then and then Now, that's a cat. Look at it. Now, I don't tend to draw whiskers, well, you can still tell it's a cat, or at least I hope you can. And the whiskers aren't going to make any difference. If you can't tell it's a cat at this point, me adding whiskers isn't going to fix this. Okay, let's be honest here, right? So that is a cat. It's a different kind of cat, but that's what drawing faces is all about. Sing it with me. Run DMC did. Okay. A side note: I once met DMC from Run DMC at the Thought Bubble Comic Art Festival many years ago with my good friend Jim Boswell, a celebrity comic colorist, and I got a chance to meet DMC, the King DMC. I've been a big fan of Run DMC for a long time. It was quite a cool moment. And the reason he was there is because he is involved in making comics as well. Daryl makes comics. His name is Daryl McDaniels. And he created a series of comics based around himself as a superhero. So there you go. It's a big moment to meet DMC. There you go. I've digressed again, but it's my show. I can digress all I want, You want to digress? Get your own show. The Digress Show, okay? Right, so let's do some more. So let's rattle off a few crazy ones. So let's not leave out the girls now. So now, okay, here's one for you. What I'm going to do, well, I was going to do this slightly differently, but I don't want to break my rules just like, yeah. So we're going to do here. We're doing an eye like that, and we're going to do the little nose. Now, this is the character here, and she is called Nellie from my comic Spook Kids, which, a few of you have been buying over the past few weeks. And it's a cool comic. It's a comic series about 3 kids called Nellie. In fact, it's just here. Nellie, Bud, and Eric, and they go off on a bit of a wild kind of adventure. Something's going on in their town that maybe Bud and Eric have actually got something to do with some weird kind of stuff's going on in the woods. And so there's the first issue of that is available, still available now, with more to come later in the year. So that's Nellie. It's kind of Nellie. I've done her hair a little bit shorter there. I've not drawn for a while, a little bit shorter, but yeah. So basically, I've done the eyes, the nose, got a little bit of a hair poking out from that. She has a baseball cap on, so you do the little peak or the visor kind of bit of the baseball cap and around there. It's just tucking in behind the old man's face, and then the little hair. Now in the comic, she has blue hair, but I'm not going to call this in. But yeah, so just a few. 1, 2, so just 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lines basically build up the shape of her hair. I like drawing hair. It's nice. You can really have fun with drawing hair. The same way as you can have fun doing things like this. Again, eyes. And then let's do a nose like that. Okay, that's a bit more of a flatter kind of nose. Again, you vary the things. You have pointy noses, the sort of bigger noses, flat noses. It just gives your characters more a variation. So let's just do this. All right, okay, so we've got a mustache for the mustache fans out there, let's do that. Let's fill that in there. So it's like I see that as a black mustache, but it's not because I'm drawing in purple, but Anything I fill in, I always see, because when I draw my comics, I draw them in black line. So anytime I fill anything in, I think, well, I'm filling that in black, even though here I'm actually filling it in purple. So there's here like that. So, and then, so sometimes with the moustaches, in fact, I think in this comic here, in Spookers, let's have a quick look. Quick look at your own comic break. That's what this is. If you've got your own, oh no, I was going to tell you something. So this is Eric's dad here. He was modelled on a gentleman called Sipowicz. If you know who Sipowicz is, drop it in the comments, and you never know what might happen. Might be a prize. But what I was going to do with this one, I was actually doing slightly different. Let's have a see. So let's bring the thing down like that, and then like that. Okay. Now, what you can do is sometimes you have a moustache. You don't need to show the mouth. Okay, or that's just an interesting thing again, because what you're trying to do if you're drawing lots of characters and lots of different comics, you want variety, and so so for this particular one, whereas Eric's dad, he did have a mask. My friend just lent me Spook Kids. Your friend lent it you. Oh, that's very generous of them. But NYPD, Adam Carr, NYPD what though? That's what I want to know. We do the mustache, and it's with no mouth. So the mouth's behind the mustache, and it just adds to the variety. So you're drawing another character with a mustache, but that one hasn't got a mouth, and it just adds to a little bit of variety there. So again, let's do, he's got a bit of hair here, and another bald gentleman. Let's, because bald gentlemen, they're just interesting to draw, So there you go. There's a guy there, a little face there. And then, let's do, you can do robot faces, can't you? Obviously, and you can do the robot face, and a robot could have, I did a character called Robert, and Robert was kind of like this, and he was basically, there you go, I've been drawing for a while, that's going right actually, and he was kind of like this long, tall kind of face, with a flat nose, so similar to the flat nose there, but it's a flat nose. NYPD. I said green first. NYPD green. This is the best video ever. It's funny. That's very kind of you. It's funny and informative, I like to hope. NYPD green. NYPD blue. Blue. No prize for you. Then he's saying red. He doesn't even know why he's saying red. We're not naming colours here. We're naming 90s cop shows. That's what we're doing. Right. So this is a robot there. So he's got the tall kind of head. And so again, all the elements are there. Eyes, nose, mouth, eyebrow, and then I do a little thing like this. This is kind of what my kind of, I'm over here, my finger's going over there, I can't do it. It's kind of like the robot ear. And again, it's the same thing here that I've got here. You've got the main ear and then the ear thingy inside it. Doctor, my ear thingy's hurting. Okay, and it's the same thing. So the main ear and then the little ear thing is the detail. Okay, again, use your thinner pen, the thinner line, just to get the detail in there. Okay, you're trying to do everything with a thick line. You want variation. It's nice. Okay, it's variety is the spice of life, ladies and gentlemen. So, and we all know this guy here. So if I do this one, you'll probably know this one. Again, same flat nose. Okay, am I drawing this guy again? Am I? No, I'm not. I'm now taking these lips that I put there, and then I'm doing that, and then I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I can't get them all in because they're shooting off there, like that. And yes, who's this? Do we know who that is? Do we know? We did them a couple of weeks ago. Name it. Okay, right. So yeah, we took that in there. Well, guys, so we've taken these elements. So now we're pulling in the eyes, the standard eyes. The eyes are the standard, okay? And then we're taking the lips from here, and then the nose from there, and then a brand new shape here with the hair, and then with a neck. I don't draw a lot of necks, but if you watch that show, I think I might have referenced that one. That this particular character did have a neck, just like this weird gentleman is here. All I keep seeing when I look back is all the space that I can fill in with other characters. So many, many years ago, as well as Michael the Fish, which was one of my kind of characters that people knew, I used to do a Sunshine. It was really basic. In fact, I started doing a market here in Macclesfield, where I live, Treacle Market, a famous Treacle Market. And I literally started with one comic, which was the issue of Man from Space, and one comic and a handful of prints that I did. And the prints for people to frame, and I had some frame pictures, and one of them was a page of sunshines, and it became a bit of a thing that I would draw these sunshines So whenever I do, sometimes I draw people's windows, not things that I shouldn't be doing. They ask me to for various festivals and things like that. And I always like to throw in a sunshine. In fact, I went and drew a sunshine on somebody's window just the other day to thank the NHS for all their amazing work. So if you get a chance to go into Macclesfield and go and have a look and you spot it, it was me. All right, okay, right. If you do go, stay safe. All right. So one for me. Oh, Douglas, grab your decanter. In fact, I'm actually going to now name my decanter. Today's a big day. I've been doing this show now I think it's about the 100th week. It feels like it. We've all been locked down. It seems like we've been here a long time. But now, finally, I'm going to name my decanter, and it's Douglas the Decanter. Okay, so yeah, my decanter is now named Douglas. Okay, so I'm not even going to say decanter from now. I'm just going to go and get Douglas from over there. So cheers, Douglas. One for me. One for my homies. Stay hydrated. Okay, right. So we're packing it in over here, but again, it's funny because when I look back at here, I can see more space. So I might get a face in here, but let's move on. Let's do. Okay, here's one. Okay, I'm going to do this. Right, we're going to flip it now. I'm breaking out of my my comfort kind of zone. I think it's because I'm right-handed. You just kind of go that way. If I was left-handed, I probably would always come in this way. So my characters would more often than not be facing angle and coming here. But I'm doing it for you guys. Okay. So now I didn't do the eye first. You might have noticed I did the eyebrow first. And Douglas is a nice name. It is a nice name. I did the eyebrow first because I'm doing like the intense, the frown. Okay, the frown. And so the frown comes first, and then because you're not doing the full eye, I'm just doing like these half kind of eyes. Okay. So then I'm going to do a nose like that. Okay, and then. So a very pointy nose. It's kind of a sharp nose, so you know this character is a little bit, maybe an evil character. And then I'm going to go in with the lips, okay? And now I'm going to do this face right here. You might start to think, I can see what he's kind of doing here. Yes, you're right. I am drawing. And remember when we did a few weeks ago, or probably over a month ago now, with Heroes and Villains. And we created one long arm man right before your very eyes. One long arm man. Okay. And we talked about the mask. A mask covers the face, whereas this is a cowl. It's a cowl. Okay. And this is what that is. And so here, this cowl is worn by a lady. She's a female supervillain, female supervillain. And she appeared in my comic. I have a comic called Wacko Man, which if you've read my Laugh It Up comic is collected in there. You can see it, the yellow comic just there. Okay, it's collected in that, and it was in a magazine called Comic Scene magazine. And Wacko Man, this character called Sheila the Stealer. Okay, he went on a date with her, and the next thing you know, she's half-inching all the cutlery out of the restaurant and putting them into a handbag. But then it turns out the handbag is actually a gateway to another dimension, and Wacko Man goes into it and discovers that his ex-sidekick has actually been imprisoned inside there. Where you come up with this stuff, who knows? Who knows? I wasn't even in lockdown when I was coming up with that. It's just a normal day. Okay, so let's do let's do another one here. So we're going to get another eye in here like this, and let's go. Now we don't have to always have ears. You don't have to have the ears. You can just go hair. So let's do hair like that. Okay, like that. Okay, tuck it in, and then maybe just tuck a little earring there. Okay, a little earring, and we could do like that. Okay, a little face like that, a little earring, and a little face. She's got the little wrinkles there, and look at that. She's got this fantastic hair. I love it, and it's a big bushy hair, and so I love playing around with the hair shapes and everything. You can really get the same thing in here. The same way as if you wanted to do this kind of thing. Let's have a see about a nose. What kind of nose? That kind of thing. And like that. And then we do an ear there like that. And then you can have big kind of thing, big kind of mustache and beard kind of thing like that. It's just it's just fun to do. And then, when you've got a thing like that, and then maybe even, kind of like, I don't know, just just play around with it. Play around with it like that. You see, spiky hair, tufty hair, stick it up, and but don't make it too complicated for yourself, because if you want to keep redrawing these characters, you can do anything with hair. You can do anything with hair. And in fact, our hairdressers around the world, they're going to have to do a lot with hair. Come, I don't know, July, is it when the hairdressers are opening? Who knows? All I say at the moment is get your hair clippers, get your kitchen scissors, and go to work. That's what I say. Go to work on your own hair. Just do it. Look in the mirror. You can see yourself. Look in the mirror and just start cutting. Just start cutting and enjoy yourself, but only under parental supervision. Okay. So don't do that on your own. Don't do that on your own. Don't touch scissors on your own. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Right. So we've got the beard here, and then let's say what else we could think of another. Okay, we had a little alien creature here. Let's do another one. I'm going to do these little eyes like that, and then I came up with this character a few years ago called Cosmic Cliff. He had kind of like a face like that. He kind of like that. And it was kind of like that. It was kind of like you draw a cowboy hat first, and then without his head's like a cowboy hat with no scissors and kids. That is correct. Don't let your children run around with scissors. I don't know what you're thinking. Don't do it. Okay, don't do it. Let's talk about the adults cutting their own hair, not the children. They don't need to be cutting their own hair. The adults, sort out your own hairs first before you start cutting your children's. That's what I'm saying. So. We've digressed again. There's a lot of digression in this show. Right. So we've got this little alien-y kind of head there. Okay. And then we could do, let's do here, like that. Okay. Get some hair in like that. And like that. Okay. And let's get a nose in like that. And then, yes, this is my friend from my Spook Kids comic. He's called Eric. Eric is the kind of scientisty guy. And he's going to got his hair like that, and it's kind of coming around like that, and it's kind of tucked in behind this lady's head. So yeah, I did the glasses again, so you can do the glasses. So do the big thick glasses like that, and the nose, and you just basically building up faces at all times. And you can you can do. Let's have a see. Let's get another couple of eyes in here. Let's see what else we could do. Right, okay, I like these ones. So if now we're not doing a nose, this is the first noseless creature, I think. Oh no, this guy had no nose. So, but I'm kind of doing these kind of fish kind of lips, and with the kind of teeth, kind of like that. I always like to do the 4 teeth. My teeth are kind of curved, kind of like that. And then we have we've got kind of like this spiky kind of thing. I don't know what's going on here. But it's kind of tucked in there. It's some kind of alien. So you could do that kind of thing. And so, yeah, so it's the basic principle of the 2 eyes. Again, we just did the 1 eye. I don't really tend to do many 1 eye characters, but it's quite interesting to do that, especially because I didn't technically do it the way I would usually draw an eye, but it became an eye after we drew the mouth first. And yeah, and so we've got the kind of like this kind of suckery, kind of fishy, kind of aqua kind of mouth kind of thing like that. And it all just builds up like that. And let's get another couple in here before we finish. And so then we have, so let's do another eyes. Okay, so we've got eyes here, and you might have a little kind of nose. You might have a fringe of hair like that. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. This is my, let's have a look. This is my daughter, Florence. She's kind of smiley, and she has kind of a little hair like that. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Can you see her? Okay. In fact, let me tell you now, next week, the Wednesday show is moving to the Tuesday show because Wednesday is Florence's 6th birthday. So we're going to be doing a little party for her and stuff like that. So we're going to switch the Wednesday show to the Tuesday show next week. Don't worry, I will be posting about that so you won't miss it. And even if you did miss it, it's still there. They're all saved forever. Okay. So we've got this guy here. So we've done some facial hair. We've done some female characters. We did a little Nelly down here. Let's have a think. What else? What can we round it off with? I like this guy here. He has got So again, alien characters noseless. It's just the way to go. You know, no nose, and then he's got a kind of a beardy kind of thing like that, and then he's got a bald head. Okay, so just think of things that just look a little bit unusual. You're building up your characters. You want to Beautiful Florence, that's very kind. You want to just, so he's kind of, is this a beard? Is this just like a weird kind of like dangly kind of skin chin? Skin chin. You know what I'm talking about, skin chins. And just think about the things you could do. You can take things that might be on the top of the head and flip them and put them at the bottom. Because if you're drawing lots of things like I am, you're constantly trying to come up with new versions of the same thing. Basically, these are the same thing, okay? But we're doing new versions of them all the time. You draw a human character, you want to draw a new version of a human. Every time it's a new version. And it's what do you do to make that new version? What kind of different hair do you have? What kind of different eyes, shape of face? Where the ear is the ear maybe tucked underneath? This is a good one as well. This is how you do half an ear with the ear thingy, and then you can do so the hair is coming over the ear. Okay, so that's how you do that. So you kind of do like a little half shape like that, and then you could do I don't know, just kind of cool hair sticking out like that. Just do whatever you want. Maybe that could be a sort of, I don't know, is that a guy? Is that a lady? Who knows? We're good to go. And then let's just finish off here with one little more here in the corner. We're going to do this guy. Oh, this leads in nicely. This is what it's all about. It's all about lead-ins. It's all about the lead-ins. Okay. And we're doing like that. Oops, hang on. I'm getting confused. It's all right. Don't worry. It's all right. There you go. Saved it. You saved it. Okay. This is my friend Magnum PI, and the reason why I'm telling you about him is because I have a comic that you can buy on my Etsy shop, but I also on my Ko-fi page, which is where you can go if you want to throw me a Cyber Joe. Check that out, take a snapshot. I'm going to throw that up there for a minute. Keeping it up there. Your support is amazing. If you can support me, keeps my comics hydrated in these uncertain times. But I have a Magnum PI comic that I started at the 1st of May. It's not a continuation from the physical comic I made. It's a continuation of me drawing with that character. It was a lot of fun to draw that character. So I've got a comic on there on the Ko-fi page for supporters only. If you go, you get to read comics, exclusive comics. And hopefully I'm going to be bringing back another one of my characters, Wacko Man, which is the guy who was fighting Sheila Steeler. I might be bringing Wacko Man back to Ko-fi. So there's going to be lots of really cool comics in there, and process as well. You can check out how I make comics as well and stuff like that. All lots of information on my comics process and maybe things that you might be interested in. So, well, look at that. Where has the time gone with the faces? Okay. Draw as many faces as you want. I want to see the pictures of your faces. Keep going. Keep drawing faces. Keep changing the faces. Even dogs. Remember, think about what dogs look like. Think about what they could be. What they could look like. Don't have to be down. Could be up. Could be bushy. Again, take the things like we've got the guy with the bushy beard, and how would you turn this kind of guy into a dog? Take elements that you have seen here and apply them to the different bits. Put glasses on a dog. Put a mask on a cat, a superhero cat. Take all these different baseball caps on skeletons. Right up here, look, like this. A baseball cap on a skeleton is basically going to look like this. And if you have a hat, I'm squashing it in there, but look, it's a baseball cap on a skeleton face, and that's how you take simple elements that always have the eyes and then build on this, okay, and integrate human characteristics, human features with animals and aliens and create amazing things. So as always, I've had a great time and I hope you have too. This has been a lot of fun. Stay well, stay safe, and we will return. Stay hydrated, one for me. And the last one for my homies. I'll be back on Friday for Freestyle Friday. You know what time it is. 2 p.m. UK time. For about 45 minutes, 50 minutes today. It's crazy. We just got carried away, didn't we? But we had a good time. Hopefully you've enjoyed yourselves, and I will see you for Freestyle Friday this coming week. All requests So it's totally freestyle this week. It's not on a theme. So give me your requests in the comment section, and I will take those requests, draw them on my board, and throw them right back at you. Okay. Until then, stay well, stay safe, and don't worry, we've got this.